Well, Coach, what can you say? Congratulations.
Thank you. I think first of all, I'd like to congratulate Jack McDonald and the whole Quinnipiac hockey team on having such an outstanding season. They carried the banner for our league all year long, and they were a very tough opponent. I think tonight was our turn. Our kids were ready and committed, but congratulations to them for having a fine hockey season.
And about the game tonight?
Well, it was a tie game until late in the second period, and we've been stressing getting pucks and bodies to the net, and we threw one at the net there, and Borbs tipped it in, and I think that gave us momentum going into the third. They were forced to take some chances to get the tire, and we were patient defensively and counterattacked pretty well and came out on top.
Okay, now we're going to make a deal here because we got 6 guys up here. It's great. Doesn't that look great, that championship trophy? I'm sure it feels great, guys, but so it's going to be up to you to direct your question to the player or players. I'm not going to pick for you like I have been. So let's use that as the ground rules. And who are we going to start with? Jim.
Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. Jeff, there's a lot was made about 3 losses to Quinnipiac this season. You were in a net for 2 of them, and the third one's a consolation game that no goalie really ever wants to play in. How excited were you to just be a part of this game, and what were your thoughts on your whole performance tonight?
I mean, it's tough to not get up for a national championship game. So, I mean, coming in, we had a routine personally with Josh. So my day was the same as any other. I just felt comfortable in there today, and we got some bounces. Hartzell played unbelievable. He has all year. And yeah, here we are.
Guys, just ask you too as we go along to bend down talking to the mic just so we can hear. Appreciate that. All right, Jess.
Jess Myers, USA Hockey Magazine. Andrew, what happened in the third period? I mean, you're up 1-0. Take it from there.
I think we wanted to stick with our game. We wanted to pressure their D, get pucks deep, and get a lot of shots on Hartzell. He's a good goalie. He's going to make the first save. And we knew they were going to run around a little bit because they were behind. So we took advantage of their opportunities, and I think we shut them down a bit. They had a flurry at the beginning of the third, and Malk stood tall like he has all year, and we played a good team game.
All right, right here in front, Dave.
Dave Hendrickson, USCHO. This is for Andrew. You're the first team that's beaten 3 number 1 seeds to win the national championship. Can you just talk about how difficult it's been to go in and pull this off?
I think it's difficult to beat anyone in college hockey. Night in and night out, there's so much parity. And in the NCAA tournament, anybody can beat anybody, and whoever has the hottest goalie and plays the best team game wins. And I think we did that for the last 4 games.
Okay, further questions for the players. Andy, in the back here.
Andy Merritt from the New England Hockey Journal. Andrew, this is kind of what you started to answer there, and this might be a really dumb way to ask this question, but looking back, how does the last team to get into this tournament win a national championship? How does this run come together? Can you put it into words these last 3 weeks or so?
I think we were the 15th seed. Anyways, as I said, it's an honor to be in the NCAA tournament, and you got to play your game. And we have some great players on our team, and a lot of the guys that don't get noticed, they're our heroes. And we don't focus on one player or one group of players. We compete every single night, and I think that's a testament to our team. And we work hard in practice. We work hard off the ice. And I think that's why we won a national championship.
All right, right here in front.
Jeff, first of all, happy birthday. But you mentioned Josh Sambita in just your previous comment. Can you talk a little bit about how he's helped you develop as a player to get to this point where you have a shutout in a national championship game?
I mean, Josh is a great guy off the ice. He brings a lot to our staff. Personally, and I know Nick can say the same, he's gotten to know us pretty well throughout the course of the year. We spent a lot of mornings together just working on, the little things. He was great for all of us off the ice mentally, just kind of getting into our routine. Went over a lot of film with him, so it's nice to share this with him.
Nick, what was I was telling the media that when I came down to see who was coming out here, I heard some chant going on in the locker room. What was that all about? Was there some chant you guys were doing or some kind of cheer? Or?
We got a few.
Oh, I guess we're not getting behind closed doors, are we, huh? It sounded good, Coach. I don't know.
May have been.
All right. Jen.
Jen Menendez from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Jeff, I wanted to ask, we heard a lot about a couple of the other goaltenders in particular coming into this Frozen Four. Did the fact that, maybe you were less heralded than the Hobie Baker finalist, et cetera, did that give you kind of a moment to kind of focus a little bit better and not worry about some of the other trappings that come with these big events?
I mean, like I said before, the national tournament, if you can't get up for that, you don't really have a heartbeat. So, but there's a lot of good goaltenders in college hockey. That doesn't change the fact that I still have to play a game. So, I mean, it doesn't really affect me, I don't think.
Okay, I'm back here.
Russ Cohen, NHL Network Radio for Jeff. Jeff, I think it was late in the second you had a rough clear and you sort of left the net open and your defense swatted it away. Can you talk about how your defense sort of picked you up maybe at that point in the game when it was still tight?
I mean, the guys, they do a heck of a job in front of me. Our D-core is just amazing. Coach has been stressing defense leads to offense, and I mean, you saw that tonight.
Andy.
Again, Andy Merritt from the New England Hockey Journal. Colin, is there a point during this game when you realized that Jeff's got something special going, and can you just talk about the effort by you guys to games basically in hand to keep that shutout intact?
I mean, Jeff played great all night. You could tell right from the start he was feeling it. He was getting shots. He was seeing them, and he was moving well. But in the second period, he made a pretty good short breakaway stop, and I knew at that point like he's just closing the door, and playing in front of him. I mean that's huge for us because then we're confident. We're just trying to get in the shot lanes. We're playing the guy, and we're not worrying about if shots do get by because he's going to be there. And, I think it was solid defense, and obviously he was really solid in net. So that was huge.
In the back.
This is for Jeff, Matt Popchuk, KDK Radio. There's that old cliche about how your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer. Take me through the 5-on-3, how you guys survived that when the game was still scoreless.
I mean, those 5-on-3 kills have been pretty crucial for us all year. I think Musi does a heck of a job with our penalty kill. And I mean, the guys just got the puck out for me, and they let me see shots, and then I just had to do my job. So, I mean, it's been like that all year, I think.
Okay, front here. Jeff.
Jeff Cox, SB Nation. This is for Andrew or Antoine. Can you talk about the forecheck? You guys really seemed in the 2 games this week that you really took the other team out of their game with the forecheck.
Antoine.
Yeah, that's one of the things we really stress. We've stressed it all year long to have a lot of pressure on their D. We know that they're a good structured team. I know we're a good structured team. We thought that if we play a speed game and really pressure them, that by the end of it we would wear them down. And we got that goal at the end of the second, and I think in the third it was clear that we had done our job.
Josh, take us through the closing seconds as it ticked down and what was going through your head and how it all ended.
Well, for all of us, this has been our dream for our whole life, and when it's coming down, it's just a surreal feeling. And all of us have worked so hard all year. For the past 4 years, we've tried to get here. We've been here 2 times and never got to the Frozen Four, and this was just a surreal feeling. And it hasn't really hit me yet, but I'm sure it will. And I'm just so proud of my teammates, proud of everyone. This was a team game, a team win, and we really did this together. It was awesome.
Okay, right here. Ron Meyer, we need to use a mic here.
Ron Meyer, EW10 Radio for Coach. Were you surprised when they pulled a goalie with a little bit over 7 minutes remaining?
No, not really. I think they probably had to. I think we had a 3-goal lead at the time, and it was 4-on-4. And if you pull a goalie in that situation, you can kind of go with your power play structure, 5 against 4. So it actually seemed like a logical choice.
Sam Warner, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Andrew, what does it mean to you to win Yale's first ever national title?
Well, I think for everyone, it's an honor to represent our school in the national tournament and win a national title. It was an absolute team effort, and everyone played their hardest and competed their hardest, and to bring a national championship back to Yale is unbelievable.
Okay, right here in front.
Alex Faust from SB Nation. This for Jeff and for Andrew. Jeff, if you could take us back to February 1st, you have that collision in that game against Princeton, and you go out with injury. Did you think at that time that you could get back to the NCAA tournament and that you would get this far? And for Andrew, what was it like when Jeff was back on that February 23rd game against Princeton? You have the rematch, you get the win, and then start this run.
Jeff?
I mean, a lot of guys played injured this year. I wasn't the only one. So at that point, when you're hurt, you just gotta be an athlete and just try and get back and so you can contribute to your teammates. I mean, obviously, it's one of our goals at the start of the year to be here, and I mean, it's just an amazing feeling right now.
Andrew?
Well, when Jeff got hurt, it was a sad feeling for our team. I mean, we were more personally worried about him, and we didn't want him to go out like that his senior year. And but at the same time, we have two superb goalies backing Jeff up, and they work hard every single day, and they're there when we need them. And I guess it speaks wonders to our team. We have also other people injured, like Nico Weberg, and he's been out with an injury, and we got guys that fill roles that need to be filled, and it shows the depth of our team, and it shows how hard we work from top to bottom.
Okay, in the back.
Dan Fleschner from NBC Sports. Coach, when you took over, Yale had been playing hockey for more than 100 years and had made the NCAA tournament twice. What made you believe that this was possible?
Well, when they interviewed me, I interviewed them as well. And our athletic director, Tom Beckett, and our associate, who's in charge of hockey, Wayne Dean, were as committed to the program as I was. And actually the senior fellow of the Yale Corporation, Roland Betts, at the time as well. And we talked about what the program needed to get to the next level, and part of it was a major renovation on our rink, and they made it happen. And they showed me that they were committed to Yale hockey the same way that I was. And I came back to prove that you could go to the best university in the world and compete at hockey at the highest level. And this group has proven that so far this year.
Okay, further questions right here.
Andrew Chiappesi from the Beaver County Times. Coach, and for the players, you guys made it through the ringer sort of with this, and I'm curious to get your perspective on why this tournament is so difficult to win. There's only been two back-to-back champions in the last 30 some odd years. Always seems to be new faces. Why is this tournament so difficult to win on a regular basis?
Coach?
Well, I think first of all, the nature of college sports is that your team turns over. So if you win it, you're probably going to win it with a great senior class, and the odds of having that back-to-back aren't terrific. And then, I think youth hockey coaching throughout North America is so good these days that there's a real broad base of talent, and that helps lead to the parity in college hockey.
Nick, why is it so difficult?
I mean, college hockey, like Coach said, I mean, the breadth of players now coming out of like all different regions is now, it's incredible. So there's such like a depth and talent. And I mean, you especially saw it with our league, like the top team can lose to the bottom team any night. And, that's true of most leagues and in most of college hockey. So it's definitely the parity is definitely a factor.
Okay, let's finish up with the players, and we'll let them go. In the back here.
Will Graves, Associated Press. Andrew, I'm curious, when you guys were getting prepared last, whatever it was, 36 hours for this game, did you watch tape of the first three meetings, or did you just sort of, they talked about how you guys weren't the same team. I'm curious if you guys just, kind of burnt the tape and put it away.
Yeah, we watched film on them. Our coaches do an unbelievable job of scouting. We're fully prepared for each team, but they put it in our hands to execute, and they lead us part way, and it's just our job to do it. And we did a great job executing on their game plan.
Yeah, we got to use the mics here, guys.
I meant specifically, did you watch videotape of the three previous games you guys had against them when you in the preparation in the last day and a half or whatever?
Yes, we watched film of them.
Okay, we'll finish with Andy, and then we'll let the players go back and celebrate.
Andy Merritt, New England Hockey Journal for Antoine. Can you just talk about playing with Charles, and how well he's sort of gotten used to playing on your line? A freshman, obviously, didn't play the whole season with you guys, and just his ability to get comfortable with you and play, obviously, a lot of minutes.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's it's his first year here, and I think the learning curve for him has been great, and he's worked hard all year. Numerous mornings, it was me and him, and Coach Red or Coach Muse out on the ice, and he came multiple times a week. As soon as he started playing more, then he got more comfortable, and the last part, I think heading into Atlantic City, we formed a line, Bourbonnais, me and Charles. So yeah, I mean, like I said, he worked really hard. I think in these big games, he did a great job to kind of keep things, simple, and like getting the puck out of our zone, getting it deep when it was time, getting shots on net. I mean, this is a great example tonight. Got his own rebound, so great job to him.
Guys, Yale's the national championship. The national champion. Enjoy it. Thanks for being here, and congratulations on a great cap to the season.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will. Yeah. No, you're not through yet, Coach. Sorry. You guys can stay and listen if you want. I'm not meaning to rush you out. Okay, Dave.
Coach Dave Hendrickson, USCHO. I asked Andrew before about the difficulty of your path here, and all teams are tough, but still it does seem like kind of a murderer's row that you faced and that you had to go and beat every single team. Can you just talk about the difficulty of each of those teams as you progressed?
Well, I think one of the special things about our team, and I think one of the qualities of all champions, is a great ability to focus. And if we looked down the road and said we're going to have to beat 3 number ones and a number 2 seed, the task might have seemed daunting. But we went into Grand Rapids focused on Minnesota, took care of that job. We focused on North Dakota, and when you chip away at it one at a time, it's obviously it took a great deal of effort, but it's not impossible for sure.
Bob.
Yeah, Coach. Bob Snow, NHL.com. I'm wondering, you made a comment the other day about that you thought that your details, the last time you faced them, had improved. Can you talk about maybe what some of the improvements you wanted to have
I made
happen?
that comment, or one of the players?
You made some comment about the fact that the details in your game were better now than the last time you faced them. Maybe some of those details that made the difference today?
Yeah, well, I think that particularly we were more committed to blocking shots, more committed to keeping a third guy high in the offensive zone. I thought we did a better job of pressuring their defense. And one of the things that I felt coming into the game tonight that would really give us an edge was that they hadn't seen our A game in the previous 3 games, and they saw the result of it, but I don't think they really knew what we had become as a hockey team, and I thought we could surprise them a little bit with that.
Jim.
Keith, Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. Jeff was almost quiet in the way he described his game tonight, but can you talk about the way your goaltender played tonight and throughout the entire tournament?
Well, I mean, Jeff is quiet. He's a quiet, hardworking individual, and he's a great team guy. Tonight, they had a couple of chances early, and it made me tell on the bench that Jeff was sharp. But to me, what it really epitomized it is, we get the goal late in the second period. They come out, and they're really pushing. In the first 3 or 4 minutes of the third period, they were getting chance after chance, and he held the fort for us. And it was after an extended offensive zone chance, actually, that Charles broke it out and was able to go down and score in the transition. So, he did what great goaltenders do. He gave us a chance to win.
Okay, right, go ahead.
Evan Frondor from WIBC. Andrew Miller breaking the all-time career assists record tonight. Does that seem appropriate, and what has he meant to this program over 4 years?
Well, I mean, he's one of the best playmakers that I've ever seen at any level. His vision is incredible, and his ability to put the puck in a timely manner to a teammate is great as well. We spoke earlier this week that Andrew came in, was a great player, but this year he took a huge step forward in terms of his maturity and his leadership. And this senior class has been amazing, and the reason that we won this championship tonight was because of the leadership of that group.
Further questions for Coach? Okay, we'll go here and then back over here.
Keith, Andy Merritt from the New England Hockey Journal. You spoke in a radio interview right after the game about some of the personal stuff you've gone through, losing your dad, and then I know now your father-in-law, and obviously I'm sorry to hear both of those things. Can you talk about how difficult it's been to focus on the job this year and what has helped you along, whether it's the players, your assistants, that sort of thing?
I'd prefer not to, if that's okay with you.
Okay, over here. In the back.
Mike Sackley with WMBS Radio. Coach, can you talk a little bit about that Bourbonnais goal at the end of the second period and just how much that changed momentum coming off a scoreless tie pretty much the whole way through up until that nearly 40-minute mark, and what type of momentum that gave you guys going into the locker room and then into the third period as well?
I think it was a huge swing, particularly then, we didn't score on Quinnipiac the last game that we played them, and now we were getting into 2 periods here where we had some chances and the puck didn't go in the net. That's one of the reasons we stress if you don't have a play in front of you, put the puck on the net, because oftentimes those are the ones that surprise people and go in. But it changed our mindset going into the third because we had the lead. And I think it changed their mindset going into the third because now they had to fight from behind, and that allowed us to get some of the other goals.
Over here to your right, Coach.
Coach Mike McMahon, College Hockey News. Can you just talk a little bit about that 5-on-3 kill and what that can do for a team to build some momentum?
Andrew stepped right off the bench. He knew he was going for it, and we felt pretty comfortable in the 5-on-3 kill. We've had a fair amount of success this year. And as he mentioned, Dan Muse, my assistant coach, directs our penalty kill, and our guys are prepared, and they know what to expect, and they went out and executed it. It could have been a bigger momentum swing if we scored on the 5-on-3 that ensued.
In the back.
Matt Popchak, KDK Radio. Congratulations, Coach. Individually, the spotlight's going to be on Jeff a little bit, obviously, because of the game he played. But can you sort of expound on what goes into shutting out the number 1 seed in the tournament? Not just beating them, but shutting them out.
Well, one thing that I would have you think about is that one of the strengths of that team that we just played is that I think they have as good depth as any team in the country. And then their top line is outstanding. And we rolled all 4 lines tonight. I don't have a checking line, and so it was a team effort. And our 4th line, when they saw when I put the 4th line out, and they'd throw their top line out against them, and it didn't matter. We shut them out because everyone was involved in the process.
What are you going to do to celebrate tonight, Coach? What's on the agenda?
I'm just going to go back, sit down, and soak it all in.
Yeah, I bet you should. Enjoy it. Anything else before we let Keith go? Okay, Coach, congratulations on a terrific year.
Thank you all very much.